Good afternoon, I'm Chicky Verhel, and this is One News Now. House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano delivers a speech in the lower chamber a day after President Duterte intervened on House leadership issues. For the details, Ria Fernandez is reporting to us live from Quezon City. Ria, what did the sitting speaker have to say?
Chicky, House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano offered to resign as the leader of the lower chamber following his speakership row with Marinduque Representative Lord Alan Velasco, but majority of lawmakers swiftly rejected his proposal through Viva Voce after Anak-Kalusuga Representative Mike Defensor objected this. To remove doubts, Presiding Officer Deputy Speaker Raneo Abu also ruled to set the voting nominally. Among those who favored Cayetano to stay in his post was his known critic Buhay Representative Lito Atienza. But Atienza said Cayetano still needs to step down mid-October in honor of the term-sharing agreement brokered by President Duterte. The voting resulted to 184-1-9 still in favor of Cayetano. Prior to this, Cayetano delivered a speech that lasted almost an hour, detailing his account of what transpired during the meeting with the chief executive last night. Cayetano also claimed that the president asked Velasco to move the speakership turnover to December so as not to affect the ongoing budget deliberations. The sitting House Speaker also said he tried to negotiate with Velasco to do it at least on November 15, past his 50th birthday. He noted, however, that Velasco was firm to take over the post by October 14. Velasco also refused to accept the senior deputy speaker post, which was offered by Cayetano so they could easily work on the transition. Supporters of Velasco were nowhere to be seen during Cayetano's speech in the House. Chicky, earlier today, a news came out that Velasco is already set to take over the post of Cayetano by October 14. The information came from one of his allies present during the meeting at Malacanang last night. We have been trying to reach the camp of Velasco for comment on the latest statements made by Cayetano. Meanwhile, with all these developments, Chicky, the House decided to suspend budget deliberations until 10 a.m. on Friday. Chicky?
Thank you for the details, Ria. Right now, we're just going to be waiting for the camp of Congressman Lord Alan Velasco to say something about the issue. Thank you very much, Ria Fernandez, reporting live from Quezon City. The Health Department expresses reservations on the proposal to increase capacity in various establishments. Greg Gregorio with a story.
The Health Department supports the call to gradually reopen the economy amid the COVID-19 pandemic. However, it adds that the proposal has yet to be discussed with the IATF. The Trade Department is pushing to allow 100% operation of some sectors under the general community quarantine. This include providers of finance, legal, accounting, and management services.
This will be proposed in the IATF. It will be weighed. It will be discussed. It will be evaluated based on its merits or the advantages to our population, and of course, considering all sectors.
Vergara said this could only be possible if the public would strictly adhere to the minimum health protocols.
If only people would comply strictly with these behavior changes that we would want for them to have, tayo po ay pwedeng magbukas ng kahit na anong sektor.
The Metro Manila Council, on the other hand, leaves the decision to the IATF.
Kasi yung MGCQ, naka-quarantine pa rin po tayo. Hindi pa ho tayo doon sa new normal. So, ibig sabihin po niyan, kung ano po yung guidelines na binigay ng ating IATF regarding po sa MGCQ, yung po ipa-implement ng bawat local government unit sa Metro Manila.
Olivares said Metro Manila may even be placed under MGCQ after October 31 if cases in the region continue to decline.
At ipapatuloy lang po natin yung pagdisiplina sa ating mga constituents. Palagi ko po baka itong hanggang katapusan ng October na ito, ay matapos natin yung GCQ at hopefully with God's graces, ito pong dadating ng November, baka mag-MDC na po tayo sa pahintulot ng ating mahal na presidente.
The mayor highlighted the government's strategy to transfer persons under investigation and COVID patients to a temporary treatment and monitoring facility. But the DOH clarified that this does not mean that home quarantine is no longer allowed.
Papayagan ang ating home quarantine kapag in a specific area, puno na yung kanilang temporary treatment and monitoring facility or yung kanilang COVID-19 facility. So iyan, papayagan talaga. And of course, pag pinayagan yan, kailangan talaga very strict tayo dun sa compliance natin, dun sa mga kondisyon natin for home quarantine.
After 2 weeks, the DOH is also expecting to present to the IATF an omnibus guidelines for testing, isolation, and treatment. It will include the results and the ongoing RITM evaluation on 2 antigen test kits and the ongoing pilot use of antigen test in Baguio City. The department is also in coordination with the World Health Organization regarding the possible use of an antigen test kit from South Korea. The kits did not meet the Philippines' qualifications in terms of sensitivity and specificity, but have been included by the WHO in their emergency listing. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
COVID-19 cases in the country continue to surge as the health department logged over 2,000 new cases on Wednesday. This brings the tally to nearly 312,000, some 52,000 of which are active. 58 new deaths were reported in the past 24 hours, pushing the death toll to more than 5,500. 585 individuals have gotten better from the disease, bringing the total number of recoveries to over 253,000. More stories after this short break. Stay with us here on One News. Boracay Island is set to open its doors to more local tourists. Jenny Dawn is on the ground to give us more details. Jenny, what's the latest?
Chike, the tourism department and the local government of Malay Aklan are gearing up for the reopening of Boracay starting tomorrow, October 1. The tourist spot will be open for guests coming from all over the country. According to the DOT, a test before travel policy will be strictly implemented. Visitors are required to present a negative RT-PCR or swab test result. The COVID-19 test should be carried out 48 to 72 hours prior to traveling to Boracay. After the test, the traveler is encouraged to undergo self-isolation prior to his departure. He needs to attach the negative result to an online declaration form to be obtained from the official website of Aklan LGU. After submitting the documents to touristboracay@gmail.com, a QR passcode will be provided. Over at the airport, health protocols should be also strictly observed. If a tourist is detected to have a high temperature, a medical team will immediately separate the person from other visitors. Upon arrival on the island, the guest will need to present his QR code for faster and contactless process. Authorities said curfew hours from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. will be implemented across the island. They also reiterated that drinking at the bars and other public areas are still prohibited. Chiki, despite the new protocols, the DOT assures tourists that their trip will still have the same brand of customer services that Boracay has long been known for. Chiki.
Jenny, it seems like all systems are in place and we will be seeing more activity in Boracay very soon. Thank you very much. That's Jenny Dongon reporting live from the Boracay Island. Water concessionaires will begin issuing disconnection notices tomorrow for those who have yet to settle their ECQ bills. Meanwhile, the MWSS grants another grace period for unpaid bills during the MECQ. Shaila Francisco reports.
Bonnie's water bill during the enhanced community quarantine in Metro Manila reached more than 11,000 pesos. He has yet to settle this until now. The same goes with Mark, who has a remaining balance of 3,400 pesos from his total ECQ bill of 16,000 pesos. Both of them are hoping that water concessionaires Maynilad and Manila Water will extend today's payment deadline.
Kung bibigyan pa ako ng pagkakataon kahit mga 2 months or 3 months extension, mas better yun, mas maraming matutuwa. Malaki tulong na yun sa taong bayan.
Unfortunately, payment deadlines for water bills with due dates between March and May will no longer be extended. This means customers who have not settled their ETQ bills may start receiving disconnection notices tomorrow. The Metropolitan Water Works and Sewerage System, or MWSS, notes that both Maynilad and Manila Water have agreed not to immediately disconnect lines. Customers will have 15 more days to settle their dues. They can also submit promissory notes to the water firms, MWSS reiterates. Meanwhile, the water regulator will be giving a 30-day grace period for bills that fall within the MECQ period of August 4 to 18 in compliance with the Bayanihan 2. Residential customers, MSMEs, and cooperatives may also avail of a 3-month installment scheme after the period.
This is the maximum that they could do without jeopardizing their operations. Because if their cash flow is severely affected, it's actually severely affected right now. But if it's affected some more, if it worsens, then it might affect the operations already or the services that they are rendering.
Laban Consumer says the order should have still included ECQ bills.
Kung gusto po talaga natin tulungan yung mga consumers na hikahus pa sa pagbayad dahil hindi pa nakabalik sa trabaho, kulang pa ang pambayad ng pera, nitpicking nila yung pag-implement ng batas.
Manila Water says they will see clarification on the installment scheme, especially as some of its customers have sought up to 6-month extension through promissory notes. For its part, Maynilad advises consumers to send their promissory notes if they will still be unable to pay within the 3-month installment period.
So hindi kasi po ito 3 months extension or 3 months installment tapos may PN uli sa kasunod. Hindi po ganun yung magiging proseso. Ngayon na nila kunin yung PN.
Shaila Francisco, VR1 News.
A Senate panel swiftly approves the Office of the Vice President's spending plan. Some senators say the proposed allocation should even be increased. To give us the numbers, Mayan Los Baños reports to us live from Pasig City. Mayan, what are the details?
Yes, Chicky, senators present in today's budget hearing were quick to ease the worries of Vice President Leni Robredo as they all expressed support to restore the original budget proposal for the Office of the Vice President. In less than 30 minutes, the Senate Committee on Finance approved the budget of Office of the Vice President amounting to 723.39 million pesos. Vice President Leni Robredo herself presented the proposed spending plan. The Budget Department has earlier rejected around 44 million pesos from the original request, bringing it down to 679.74 million pesos. The official explained that a portion of the amount was meant for the procurement of 6 service vehicles. The rest was supposed to fund the research and development program.
I was intimating to some of you before we started that for our relief operations, we have been using the private vehicles of our staff already. Since you cannot use office vehicles anymore,
Senate Minority Leader Franklin Drilon, Robredo's ally in the Liberal Party, moved to restore the office's original budget. This was immediately supported by another opposition senator, Kiko Pangilinan.
To see a functioning, working, effective agency, you should give them more so that they will be even more effective.
In what is considered a rare moment, Senator Lito Lapid made his presence felt during the hearing. He expressed his support for the OVP's budget. Senator Nancy Binay said her father and former Vice President Jejomar Binay shared the same struggle during his time.
When my father was the Vice President, ang lagi niyang reklamo, mas malaki pa yung budget ng barangay namin sa Makati kaysa sa budget ng Vice President. I fully support, hindi nga increasing just to, kung kailangan i-increase, I will also support that move by the chair.
Chiki, Senators Binay and Angara also proposed during the budget hearing that it's about time to create an official residence for the Vice President. This, they said, is actually to give dignity for the second highest government official of the land. Also, at the end of the hearing, they all expressed support to restore the 723 million peso budget for the office of the Vice President. Chiki?
Thank you for the detailed report. That was Mayan Los Baños reporting live from Pasig City.
Thank you.
For more updates, follow News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Chiki Verhel. We are One News.